Welcome and hello, everyone. Welcome to our full moon in Gemini reading for this November 25th, 2015. And yes, I love the full moons, and I just yesterday dropped 3 videos for the air signs, and the last one was Gemini. And actually, the High Priestess came out for Gemini, and also the High Priestess came out twice for the air signs, also, the first being Aquarius. So I just wanted to highlight that, my Gemini friends, because this is your full moon, but for everyone else, the High Priestess is here for us, okay? So I'm going to put her back in the deck here. I'll just stick her in somewhere. And I'm going to work with the same Rider-Waite tarot deck that I did for the air sign readings for the month of December. And mainly I wanted to bring it up because this is a deck has been around, I think, for about 100 years now. I really need to investigate, but yes, and as you can see that the authors have chosen, or the printers chose to put the magician on the front cover of the deck, okay? So this is what we want to most totally emanate, embrace the wisdom of the magician, become the alchemists within, okay? Having patience with it all, okay? This is something that definitely just, it's not like, going to school and graduating in 3 or 4 years, okay? This is a life path, okay? A life path. But it will change your life forever, okay? And yesterday, I also was working with the Ascended Masters, but I've chosen, because Luna is a goddess, okay? Our moon is a goddess. I'm going to work with the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards for today, okay? For this full moon in Gemini. And I chose to keep the unicorn cards with us because they also read really nice for the air signs. And actually, the High Priestess came out of this deck, the unicorn deck. And the unicorns are the savants of the light. They're right there at the side of God, okay? They bring the white light, bright light. So if you ever feel darkness around you, call on your unicorns, okay? This is how we harness energy, just like, the fire of the dragon, the spirit of the dragon. When we need that kind of energy, we harness them. But so I've brought the unicorns out today for this Gemini reading. And I also have brought out my runes because I love doing full moons and bringing out the runes. I think they're always on key. And this is a double stack of runes. You can see I have both my books here because if you're new to my channel, literally, this was my first divination. This and the I Ching, the Chinese I Ching, which I plan to start working with that more often now, because that's very much a very good divination tool, but it's kind of awkward for people who are not familiar with it because there's a process to it. But nonetheless, I mean, why not? Why not incorporate everything I have them? Let's start working with them, okay? And I have saged the table. I've saged our table, so I know everything is nice. Still got a little, give it a little more, but it's all been saged, and I think we're ready to go here. All right, my Gemini friends. So now you are a mutable air sign, and your season is late spring, okay? And you're ruled by Mercury, the planet Mercury, which is all about that communication. Like this. So, oh boy, I don't ever usually click my fingers. But it's about communication, talking to others, and of course now with social media scenarios that we have in these last 10 years, my goodness, how we communicate with each other nowadays. But it's really important now for us to really get outdoors, look up to Luna these next 48 hours, okay? Look up to the sky, look up. I really feel this. I'm gonna kind of for the 2016, I'm going to continue on that, because since 2014, we wanted to make 2015 the year of the alchemist, where we're going to go within and we're going to be patient about it. And other things that have come on my table. Abundance has been on the table for a long time, but health and healing, okay? Like we say, health is wealth. Good health is good wealth, okay? And the healing. We're in constant healing. And the moon, the full moon, is a healer, okay? Luna heals us, all right? Luna is a healer if you just believe in how the cycles of the moon work, the 13 cycles. And I plan for 2016 to work with every full moon, and I'm gonna bring up the goddess that relates to it. I'm gonna start doing that too. I chose not to do it right now. I'd rather close down 2015 as we've been doing it, but for 2016, I also want to bring in the goddesses that involved with the certain moon that we work with, okay? Because it's all about the feminine principle, my dears, and especially since I've been on the YouTube, I speak of the feminine principle because since the Venus transit in June 2012, I talk about the goddess all the time because it truly is about the goddess now. In ancient times, it was all about the goddess, okay? So now we want to refer back to that so she can heal us. She does heal us, but now we have to understand how she heals us, okay? And it's good to balance. It's all about balance too. Balance is the key to everything, from the dark to the light. As the high priestess, she balances the dark and the light. So there's no reason to fear, okay? We've got to get out of the fear, and especially what's been going on our, oh boy, look at this. This card just, oh my goodness. Okay, well, we're going to put a bonus card here now because I literally was just going to grab these and it just kind of came out. So, and I didn't really even think I touched it that much, but it wanted to come through. But with all this negativity and things like this, we really now, it's our time now to start becoming the warriors, the spiritual warriors. And this is all about spiritual warfare. It has from the beginning, before humans were here. It's about spiritual warfare, okay? But when you align with the God, with your God and the benevolent ones, the light always trumps the darkness. Trust me, my darlings. And they are here. They want to come in here and help us, okay? And that way they can heal us so we don't stay in fear-based consciousness, and if we all work together collectively, like, sending out prayer, sending out meditation, beautiful vibes, we can heal this planet. I just have, I believe it. And I want to make sure that you all kind of jump on board to heal yourselves first. And it's about loving you first, too. Okay, so one card's already come from the goddesses, and let's make this now. I don't want these readings to get too long. I'm already into 8 minutes, so I'm just going to make this a 6-card read because my runes take a while, okay? But usually this would be a 9-card read. We've already got one over there, so I probably will pick 2 runes, okay, depending on the time. But we already have that one card there. Okay, this card right here. All right, so let's take a deep breath. It helps me also when I'm picking the cards. Let's take a deep breath. And exhale slowly. And just take a deep breath. Inhale. And I also have Archangel Michael here that I want to pick one of him. Okay, so we'll have 9 cards with him. And I'll pick his card right now too, and I'll put it with the goddess card. So we did bring out 9 or 8, and then the rune will be 9. I'll pick the rune at the end of everything, okay? All right. All right, well, thank you, my dears, for watching and subscribing. I appreciate all of you who are tuning into my channel lately. Yes, very much. Thank you kindly. And let's make 2015 the end of very inspiring for what's to come for 2016, okay? Because much is going to come. And honor your ancestors. That's another thing that comes to me personally, okay? Honor your ancestors, okay? Your grandparents, whoever it may be that have passed, honor them. Call them in when you can. And I have my little 2 seahorses here for the Geminis. I found these on the beach when I used to live in the condo. And so here they are for you all, okay? Well, many blessings. And let's see how the reading unfolds. Wow, the Page of Pentacles. Okay, well, this came through already for our air signs. I can't recall which one it was, whether it was Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, but here we have. So we have this young blood on the table starting it out, and it's all about the pentacles, the earth sign, you know, just the coin. So we need to really get outdoors. You see he's outdoors, okay? For this full moon, please get outdoors, okay? Look up. You can see he's even looking up, okay? He's looking up. And you know, talk to Luna like you're talking to a friend, you know, or a pastor or a preacher or somebody that you can, you know, give your vibes to and say, you know, please aid me with this, or please coach me with this, or please give me signals, give me signs, okay? Because you can see like the pentacle is round like our full moon, okay? But the coin is here for you. So whatever you're thinking of, keep it real. And here we have major arcana card already, the Hangman. Wow. Wow, last month the Hangman came out 4 times for the month of November. So now for the Gemini full moon, it's here again, okay? And it's all about that self-sacrifice. Self-sacrifice. Not self-sabotage, self-sacrifice. So, you know, you're going to have to give something up. If you want to connect with the divine and become more spiritually minded, you have to sacrifice things. Okay, whether that be, you know, buying clothes that you don't need, or, you know, anything coming from your ego, you now have to sacrifice, okay? All right? And it's not to say that we can't, you know, look nice and feel good. It's just about we can't just think of, you know, and especially this month coming up, all this commercialism and stuff. We want to take a step back from that, okay? You know, don't give 100% to the commercialism. You know, why don't you give 75%? Because it is the December Christmas time where we're just accustomed to sharing gifts and celebrations. And celebrations is wonderful. But maybe at your dinner table when you do celebrate, maybe you all can sit down and say a prayer together. Hold hands, okay? Like we used to back in the day, all right? But you gotta self-sacrifice yourself, because the divine really, you know, working with Great Spirit it's a sacrifice, just like the Native Americans sacrificed a lot, but they always relied on the divine, on Great Spirit, okay? I I always pull one card from each deck. You know, I shuffle cards, I shuffle all the cards, and I always pull one card from each deck, just for myself to know that the deck is right. I might pick 1, 2, 3, and this is the card that came through. And here she is again. Expect a miracle. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. Okay, so for me, who a spiritual personality, that Mother Mary has just come out twice in my hand within the last 20 minutes is a miracle. And I am an emotional person, but Mother Mary, baby Jesus, this is his Christmas. I was raised Catholic. Jesus was on every wall. Mother Mary statues everywhere in my home. That she came out twice. And I only picked one card because when she came out, I was like, oh, I'm not going to pick any more. This is all I need to know. Thank you. I'm sorry. Oh, God, I'm snorting now. She came out again, my dears. This is magical. More than magical, it's miracle. They want us to be, for this Christmas time, please hold hands at your celebration gathering at the table and say a prayer and believe that Jesus is here now as a spiritual warrior. Believe it. He's no more a baby in a manger. He's no more a dead body on a cross. He is here, and his mother is with him as well. For she too is a spiritual warrior now also. I'm in a I'm in love right now. I just felt love on. And here we go. Hathor, an Egyptian goddess, and she was all about love too. She was all about love. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. Wonderful. And the Egyptian pantheon means much to me also. You know, they are the first ones. They came from the stars to bring us this wisdom. You know, how much I adore Lady Isis. You know, Father Osiris, Horus, their son, you know, Nut and Jeb were their mother and father. You know, I mean, we're going back to ancient times. So we have the ancients on the table. And my beloved Mother Mary has come through. God bless you, Gemini. God bless your full moon. God has blessed your full moon. Oh, my Lord, the hangman twice. Okay, Gemini, this is one powerful full moon for you all. For everyone, for all of us. But I'm mainly, you know, zoning in on Gemini because it's in your sign. The hangman has come again. We have to really work, you know, with our imagination, our intuition, our spirituality, our mysticism. Because unbelievably, the hangman, when Odin scribed the runes, when Odin, the god of their main god, Odin was their god, like we say, God of the universe. Odin was the god for the Norse mythology. Odin was the one, and Odin hung from a tree to scribe the runes. So Odin is now on the table twice. I am, you can tell, overwhelmed. But the negative side of the hangman is self-sabotage, self-deception. You're in a delusion that because you're coming from your ego. All right. We listen, they all know what we do, okay? Whatever you're doing, even though if you think you're shady and clever and can get away with it on the human side, just know, that's how the Egyptians worked. They knew that, your soul, your heart, your soul was weighed at the end of your life. And if to a feather on a scale, literally, they called it the Hall of Judgment. And your heart was weighed on a scale compared to a feather. And if your heart was heavy, well, they considered that you weren't going to go to the afterlife. Okay, you were going to go to the, that devil darkness. So don't deceive yourselves, my friends. Embrace spirituality. And there is self-sacrifice, okay? And you will be losing people, but you will be gaining so much more. Trust me, the universe will bring you the abundance. It's been on my table for the last year, okay? So we have Odin with the runes. I can't even believe what rune I'm going to pick here. Mother Mary, forgive me if I sometimes get too emotional, but I'm serious. She came out in my hand not 30 minutes ago. And I was so excited. I cried. I teared up. So for her to come again, and now we have a double whammy of the two hangmen. And the Four of Cups. Look how beautiful. Okay? Celebrations are here. So make your gatherings. I'm dropping this for this full moon. Make this Thanksgiving if you here live in the USA. Make this gathering wonderful. Hold hands at the dinner table. Hug longer than 1 second. Hug each other for 10, 15 seconds. Okay? Okay, bodies of water. Spend time near water, such as the lake, river, or the ocean, to recharge your batteries. And this is the card that I didn't pick, but how wonderful. Please get outdoors for this full moon if you can. Please, even if you live in the city and there's an outdoor fountain, you know how some cities make beautiful fountains, go by that. Go by a creek. Take your sea salt baths if none of that is available to you. Okay, and this is how we do recharge. The water is cleansing, okay? So, it's no need to drown yourself in your tears if you've been going through some anxieties. Cleanse yourself with the water, okay? Cry in the bathtub and cleanse yourself in your sea salt bath, all right? Our tears are made of salt, so put that sea salt in your bath water. The situation is already resolved, I give my any worries, cares, and concerns to you in exchange for true peace in all ways. Thank you for resolving this. And it says, give details of the situation in a divinely perfect way. In a divinely perfect way. And I'm going to say something because since the attacks and now more attacks, I've been praying like a wild woman and crying because I just don't understand why there's so much hate. But we need to be praying and become more spiritual, and the divine will come in. I'm serious. Jesus is a spiritual warrior, and he is here. Something is coming. Even if I was just do readings for myself here and there. If I was just picking all this up, I would be confirming to myself, Jesus is here, and he's gonna kick some ass. Oh yes. And I'm going to be the high priestess to make sure it happens. So please, they are here. They are here. They are here. And they're working with us. And they want us to work with them. Okay? I have to read Mother Mary before I pick a rune. I just have to. And look at this. I picked her on a full moon back in September of 2005. And she came out for that September and December. I should have written down what moon it was, but here we go. She comes out for the Gemini full moon. I'll never forget this. I'll never forget your full moon reading, Gemini, for 2015. Never. Never. I'm just so happy for you all, for us, for all of us. This is a sign from the heavens. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. Expect a miracle. Faith is the light that illuminates your pathway. Without faith, the future looks very frightening. That's why it's essential for you to take whatever steps are necessary to keep your mind and heart filled with faith. Isn't this amazing? I'm going to read it again. Without faith, the future looks very frightening. That's why it's essential for you to take whatever steps are necessary to keep your mind and heart filled with faith. Please don't give up hope on yourself or other people. Keep the candle of faith burning within your soul, as that one small inkling of hope can eradicate the darkness of despair. Be the light that eliminates someone else's gloomy hopelessness as well. For as you make others stronger, it strengthens not only yourself but the entire world. See? We work collectively, the same consciousness, collective consciousness. We can heal this world. Various meanings of this card. Let go of worrisome thoughts. Keep your thoughts positive. Notice and follow any divine guidance you may receive. Pray. Engage in spiritual healing. About Mother Mary. She's the beloved mother of Christ, who's known as the Queen of the Angels for her ongoing and miraculous healing work. Mary works closely with anyone who is a child advocate, teacher, or healer. She loves the children and is devoted to making the world a safe and happy place for them. If you'd like to help children, ask Mother Mary for a divine assignment. And here we go. For those of you who have children, and I've said this for the last 4 years I've been on the YouTube, our children are our future leaders. Please teach them about the divine. Encourage them to come from their gut, their intuitive selves. But they're already seated already, these young kids, okay? They know things. They know things. And make them pray. Join them in prayer, not make them, but, join them in prayer. Teach them spiritualness, wholeness, to be fierce and fearless, to have hope and faith. I'm overwhelmed, and I want to read Hathor because she is a goddess of love for the Egyptians. So I have to read her too. Hathor, here we go. Receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. Oh boy, I have my lawn's being mowed right now. Hathor, receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. Okay? This will increase your intuition. The message from Hathor. You have a maternal side to you that naturally cares for those in need. Yet this must be balanced with receptivity or the flow is blocked. Receiving is the essence of feminine energy, and it means allowing yourself to receive with grace and gratitude. If you feel guilty when asking others for help, or if you feel bad about receiving gifts, then you block your feminine energy. Your receptivity is just as natural as your nurturing, giving energy. Receptivity allows you to better hear the voices of the angels. When you receive, you have more resources to give to others. Begin by noticing the hundreds of gifts you receive each day, whether it's seeing beauty in nature, witnessing a touching human moment, or being hugged by a loved one. Okay, so hug at your gatherings, hold your loved ones. 10 seconds hugs. Simply say, thank you for each gift and know that they're filling up your storehouse, keeping the divine flow going strong. And the various meanings of this card. Be still and listen. Release guilt about receiving. Ask for help. Increase psychic awareness. Know that you're in the learning cycle. Healing is occurring. Be more in your feminine energy. Child conception, pregnancy, or birth, including adoption or favorable custody arrangements, are issues in your life. Heal your children, please. Love your children. Hathor, this beloved Egyptian goddess, is represented by the head of a cow to symbolize the sacred animal's life-giving milk and mothering. Hathor is a benevolent sky and sun goddess who helps with all aspects of child conception, birthing, and raising. Call upon Hathor to guide you in nurturing yourself and your loved ones. Okay? Beautiful. You know, and as a mother goddess here of children, you know how she has to show that love. Just love. And as Mother Mary, see the two of them together. And my dear, you know, Geminis, you are masculine active, and I've been sharing, please, it doesn't matter if you're man or female, male or female, embrace the feminine receptive, embrace the female goddess energy. She brings so much wisdom. Oh boy, I'm just so, and again, the two hangmen, Odin, let's pick Odin's runes right now. And we'll just, let's pick one rune. For God, Odin is here. And I'm overwhelmed with like love right now. Oh my Lord, how did I do this, people? I got two runes in my hand. Well, we're going to read two runes. Okay, hold on. I got to remember how I held them because I forget. I see my mind is so racing with joy because I don't, you have to know how to pick them up because they come out reverse. Okay, this is a wonderful rune too. Okay, this has no reverse, so it doesn't really matter how I approached it. Okay, this is like an opening, I think, but hold on, I forget the name of the rune, but let me see how this one comes out. Okay, I think they're both runes that don't have reversals. All right, so let's read the first one. Thank you, my dears, for watching. Sometimes I do get a little emotional, but this is overwhelmingly beautiful. This is, I mean, I've done the new moon and full moons. I think I missed one new moon in all these 4 years. So I've done close to, 50 full moon videos. I will never forget this full moon in Gemini. That Mother Mary came out twice to expect a miracle in my hand within 20 minutes. And it's live on video. The harvest. How beautiful. The harvest. And the rune's name is Jera. 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 Harvest. Fertile season. 1 year. Oh my goodness. And look at this. I remember now because I just was telling somebody I saw a red-tailed hawk out here. And I ran to the runes because they are my go-to rune because this is the first divination system. When I saw that red-tailed hawk sitting here, that huge monster of a bird with a beak like, they grab their prey and they tear it up. So this means more to me now. More to me now. A rune of beneficial outcomes. Hera applies to any activity or endeavor to which you are committed. Be aware, however, that no quick results can be expected. A span of time is usually involved, hence the key words 1 year, symbolizing a full cycle before the reaping, the harvest, or deliverance. You have prepared the ground and planted the seed. Now you must cultivate with care. To those whose labor has a long season, a long coming to term, Hera offers encouragement of success. Know that the outcome is in the keeping of providence and continue to persevere. Remember the old story about the farmer who was so eager to assist his crops that he went out at night and tugged on the new shoots. There is no way to push the river. Equally, you cannot hasten the harvest. Be mindful that patience, my goodness gracious, patience is essential for the recognition of your own process. That which in its season leads to the harvest of the self, of your own self. How beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And the temperance card kept coming through. And look at it. And I know this just came through for me, not only because of the red tail hawk that I wrote here, but I even highlighted the temperance card. Because telling myself, how many times has the temperance card come through? The alchemist card. Okay? We must become our own alchemists within. Okay, and I know this is another fabulous rune right here. I'm so feeling so blessed for all of us right now. This is a rune of, making sure that you're aware. Okay? And again, no reverse to this rune. It's fabulous. Okay? These are powerful when it's not reversed because it's like their message comes out double whammy, strong. Defense, avertive powers, the U tree, and the name of this rune is Eigwaz. As we are tested, we fund the power to avert blockage and defeat. At the same time, we develop in ourselves an aversion to the conduct that creates stress in our lives. If there appears to be an obstacle in your path, consider that even a delay may prove beneficial. Do not be overly eager to press forward, for this is not a time or situation in which you can make your influence felt. Patience is the counsel Eigwaz offers. Nothing hectic, no acting needy or lusting after desired outcome. This rune speaks to the difficulties that can arise at the beginning of a new life. Often it announces a time of waiting for a spring to fill up with water, for fruit to ripen on the bough. Perseverance and foresight are called for here. The ability to foresee consequences before you act is a mark of the profound spiritual warrior. Avert anticipated difficulties through right action. This rune is saying, and yet even more than we are doers, we are deciders. Once the decision is clear, the doing becomes effortless, for then the universe supports and empowers our action. Oh my goodness. It's all about the will of heaven, my dears. Okay? Work with the will of heaven. Work with the will of heaven. Work with the will of heaven. And we'll close with Archangel Michael because he is my beloved in so many ways. For many of us, I know he is. For thousands of years, he has aided us. I'm just, again, so overwhelmed with joy. Just overwhelmed with joy for all of us. This situation, hold on. I apologize. The minute I sit here now comes the lawn guy, but that's okay. This situation is already resolved. This card comes to you as reassurance that the situation you're inquiring about is happily concluded. The angels have been working behind the scenes to heal the source of your concerns. Although you may not see how the issue has been resolved, trust that it has. Let go of worries and relax with the certainty that all is well. Possible specific meanings: There's nothing to worry about. Everything will turn out fine. This relationship is worth saving. Stay in your current situation as the problems will soon be resolved. I give any worries, cares, and concerns to you in exchange for true peace in all ways. Thank you for resolving this. And then you give the details in a divinely perfect way. In a divinely perfect way. Well, there you have it, my darlings. I'm overwhelmed with joy. Uh, here we have Odin telling us, just to be mindful. The harvest is coming, but it's about self-sacrifice. No self-sabotage. Come from your heart. Come from your heart. And in the Gemini reading, there was some, anxiety. So I hope that for those of you who watched that reading and are watching this one, please know that miracles are here for us all. And my sweet Gemini friends, just hang in there, okay? For all of us, let's just hang in there, okay? Hang in there. Hang in there, because all storms pass. All storms pass. And enjoy your celebrations, okay? Enjoy what's to come, all right? And look up. Look up to this full moon. Get outdoors, get on Mother Earth, okay? Hug your children, hug your family. Hold that hug, okay? Hold the hug. This is a wonderful reading, and I'm sending you so much blessings and love and joy and peace for this full moon in Gemini, and may the December 2015 bring you the same. We can heal this planet. We can collectively, consciously do it all together. Work with the divine. Tap your intuition. Be patient. Be patient. It'll come. They want us to do it this way. They want us to do it, okay? And these runes are thousands of years old also. We received Hathor, Egyptian goddess, thousands years old. This ancient wisdom of the goddess is what we have to turn to now, okay? And, for you all Gemini ruled by Mercury, the trump card is the magician, all right? The trump card is the magician. So Gemini friends, tap the magician within. Be patient. Become the alchemist, but be patient. Be receptive to the feminine goddess energies, okay? And have clear conscience about it. All right, let's get out of that ego and let's come from that love zone, our heart chakra zone. I send you all much love and blessings. I love you all so much. Thank you, everyone who supports me. Thank you kindly. Ciao. I love you.